Hello YouTube, I am Prepper Princess, the author of Living on Almost Nothing. If you are interested in purchasing my book, I will go ahead and leave a link down in the description box below. Alright, so today I want to talk to you about frugality and, everybody always says debt-free is stress-free, being frugal is super less stressful than being in debt, and that's 100% correct. Absolutely. It is totally way better to live a debt-free lifestyle than it is to have debt. And I believe that financial education is necessary, especially in this day and age, because more than likely, moving on down the road, finances are going to get harder and harder and harder to obtain. Becoming wealthy is going to be harder and harder and harder to obtain, not only through the jobs that we have and the low pay, low skill jobs that are available, but as well as government taxing us to death. That's just the way that it is. So now is the best time to start creating that wealth, start having savings, start having investments, all that good stuff. But I want to go over a couple of things that sort of the psychology behind a few things. One of the things that, not one, but most of the reason that I like to stay frugal is for the lack of stress. Now, when it comes to that, the way, I'm trying to find a way to say this correctly, but the way that it works is that you look at other people's stressful situations with finances, and you make it so that their stresses will not become your stresses and don't apply to you. I'll give examples. People can't afford car payments. They're at like $1,000 a month now, which is insane. That doesn't even include registration, gas, and maintenance and all that stuff. I always say never buy a new car. I did it once in my life as a teenager, and I've never done it again, and I never will again. Save up and pay cash. That way, you don't have a bill coming in every month that you have to stress about paying. Like, okay, I got it. How much overtime do I have to work this week in order to make my payment? All that stuff, right? That's your car. Mortgage or rent does not apply to me. I made it so it does not apply to me. As you all know, I moved to Arizona, paid for the house in cash, fixed it up, rented it out. And while I was there for 3 years, I worked my tail off during the shutdown, during the lockdown, got a full-time job, did Uber, DoorDash, and Lyft on the side. I think it was those ones. Anyway, so I had 2 full-time jobs. I was doing YouTube. Instead of 2 videos a week, I was doing 3 or 4 videos a week, selling everything I owned just so I could buy another house in cash. Saved up for those 3 years, bought this house in cash as a fixer-upper, fixed it up over the last 2 years-ish, a little, oh, jeez, my gosh, a little less than 2 years. Fix it up. What is up with this? This is like the second time this has happened. My microphone keeps doing, hold on. Okay, that's better. Where was I? Car, mortgage. Okay, so, and most people say it's impossible to save up and pay for a house in cash. I disagree. I did it twice. Actually, 3 times. I did it 3 times. So, no, it's not impossible. And up until a few years ago, I never made more than $44,000 per job, and I always worked 2 jobs. So, people who say it can't be done, I've done it 3 times. It can be done. And I'm single. I don't have a second person to contribute to the household income. So there's that. So you make it so it doesn't apply to you. Electricity. Well, this house came with full solar. I'm seeing things online where people are paying $900 a month for electricity and gas. This is Pacific Gas and Electric, 42 cents per kilowatt hour, among the top 5 highest cost electricity and gas in the nation. If I didn't have, well, it doesn't matter if, I have solar. So that does not apply to me. People will say, I can't afford food. Okay. Well, I forage and I grow a garden. Growing a garden doesn't necessarily save you money unless you spend a lot of time on it. And the time of growing a garden versus the time that you could make money working a job depends on you. But most of my fruit, all of my fruit is from my fruit trees or foraging, fruits and berries. And I hope to eventually even extend that out to doing fishing in the upcoming new year. And doing that so that I can make more dog food and make my meat stretch further, spend a little bit less on meat. I have no desire to be 100% self-sustainable unless some cataclysmic emergency happens. And in that case, I would have to do a lot. Let's just say that I'd have to do a lot. So my bills for food are not really that high because I'm able to forage for a lot of the stuff. And then let's see what else. So we've got mortgage, car, food. People complain a lot about gas prices. Gas prices here right now are running around $4.65 a gallon. I have seen it at the Chevron station up to like almost $7 a gallon last winter. That was Chevron though. So, and it was right by the freeway. So if you go one exit more, it's like $2 less. Anyway, so gasoline. So yeah, I've got e-bikes and e-scooters. So I just park my car and I'll ride my e-bike or scooter. I actually have a grocery getter. I'm going to decorate the flag. It has one of those nerdy orange flags on the trailer. I'm going to decorate the orange flag and I'm going to name it my grocery getter, Gitter, grocery getter. And people are like, I worry about I worry about it getting stolen. Bike lock. That's all I can say. Like, I don't understand why people are so scared to have their e-bike stolen. Bike lock, $10. If you're spending $2,000 on an e-bike, spend the $10 on a bike lock. And don't leave it out overnight. Just use common sense. Common sense, folks. So the majority of my traveling is in town and with an e-bike. So I don't really spend gas unless I'm going to like the next town to go to like Home Depot or something. Very small town that I live in where there are 3 grocery stores. I am smack dab in the middle of town, right off the main street. And the stores are 1/2 mile that way or 1/2 mile that way. My church is right next to the grocery store, 1/2 mile that way. The post office, police station, fire station are 1 block away from me. 2 blocks. So all of the services that I need are close to home, and I chose to buy my house in a location that was very easily walkable and rideable. If it weren't for the carrying aspect, I would be able to shop for groceries by walking. Same thing with entertainment. Bowling alley, 1/8 of a mile, like a block and a half, like one, not far. Hiking in the forest, 3 miles. So I could actually walk to the hiking area on the Sacramento River. I could walk there. So that's just the way that I chose. Some people choose to live in big giant cities with lots of asphalt. I prefer more nature. But yeah, so those are some of the main things, and it's something that you can think about. So maybe you can't spend I don't even know what solar costs these days, $25,000 on solar. And depending on your kilowatt usage and kilowatt rate, it might not be worth it. In most circumstances, I would say that it's not worth it to get a full solar system. But right now, solar generators are $500. You can get them for $500. You can buy a couple panels. Panels are down to, you can get them used on Facebook Marketplace. I've seen them 100 watts for $20. So you can get 5 of those, buy 5 of those for $100 plus a $500. So that's $600. And then if you use the generator every day, maybe you can power your refrigerator, which is one of the highest using electric appliances in the house, or you can power your living room, which is TV, modem, computer. And you can do that for 10 years. You can do that on this generator, and you can have it set up so it does it automatically. You don't even have to push any buttons. It's just always on. And you'll not only get your money back for the $600 you spent, you'll probably save another $2,000, $3,000 over a 10-year period for powering whatever it is you were powering. There are always alternatives. And it is and it may sound like I'm sitting here on my pedestal or my high horse, because that's what people like to say. Get off your high horse. No, dig yourself out of the mud and get your own horse and get up here with me. It's that simple. I don't respond to that type of thing. Get out of the mud, get your own horse, get up here. Get up here, make sound financial decisions. And again, I don't have to deal with a mortgage or rent payment. I don't have a car payment. I purposefully didn't have children. I didn't want children. So I don't have to pay for diapers, formula, food, medical, daycare, nothing that has to do with having children. Food is very much diminished. Probably 25-30% of my food bill is free, and that's through all the foraging. So if you have the ability to, make it so that other people's financial problems and things that stress them out are things that you choose not to have, or you take them out of your life, and so that you can live a much less stressful life. Being debt free is not stress free. There's always going to be stress in life, but it is financially stress free. It is financial freedom. And that is something that I think that a lot of people don't take for granted, but they don't understand what's on the other side of once you pay off your debt. This is what happens. And that's something that happens, is that you live your life stress-free. And I also believe, it's my personal belief, that stress is one of the biggest killers in the United States. And our food and water is killing us. But the stress part, it causes heart attacks, strokes, high blood pressure, heart palpitations, anxiety, depression, PTSD, all that stuff. Make that not be a part of your life. It may even, some people even say that stress causes cancer. I don't know how much I didn't really look that far into that, but it's possible. All right, folks, let me know what you think. I think that stress is bad for you. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out. I see you. I see you.
We've established a perimeter. We just got a message from the sanctuary. Negan's back. He has plans to finish the hilltop. Rick's walking into a trap. We'll need the bullet order filled by tomorrow morning.
My little puppy. Yes. Boop. Boop. Oh. Oh, ah. Oh.
That's right. If Negan needs bullets to end this war, then by ginger, he's gonna get them. All of them. Scotch my top, bare minimum. No sirs and madams.
Are you jealous?
We shall rise to the occasion with the ammunition. We will blow them away with every trigger pull.
Cutie. Oh my gosh, you're so stinking cute.